Hi folks, welcome to the channel. It's all about racing. I'm Mark. In today's episode, I'm going to guide you through not one, but two Corvette C6R GT3s, number 73 and the 74 car. Now the C6R is a Grand Tourer racing car built and managed by Pratt & Miller Racing, replacing the highly successful C5R in 2005. The designer was Doug Luth, the engineering director, and there were two main versions that we're going to look at today, the GT1 and the GT2. Now, an example of the GT1 is this number 74 car. It featured a 7-liter V8 producing 590 horsepower. It had carbon ceramic brakes, aggressive aerodynamics, but unfortunately was retired in 2012 in favor of the GT2, a less expensive version of it. It also had an X-Track P370 6-speed sequential manual transmission. Now, the 73 car is an example of the GT2 car. The engine was downgraded in favor of a 5.5-liter V8, producing 470 horsepower. Instead of carbon ceramic brakes, it had cast iron brakes and relatively stock aerodynamics to keep it similar to the road-going version. The transmission was an X-Track P529 6-speed sequential manual. Now, one thing you'll instantly notice with this car compared to the C5R are the headlights. The pop-up headlights are gone. This allowed for better airflow over the nose, and with the addition of a splitter in the front of it, you got better downforce to boot as well. Now, another feature that was unique to this car and a departure from the C5R had to do with the rear of the car, where the engineers mounted a camera. This was because of all the problems with visibility the drivers had due to the rear compartment having the fuel tank there, hoses, and framework which obscured their vision. They would have a camera on top of the dashboard that allowed for them to see what was going on in the back of the car. This is a feature that they have carried on to cars today, and as you know, almost virtually every new car sold on the market today has a rear camera built into the rear bumper. Now, this model is a fine example of Spark in 1/43 scale. It comes mounted on this wooden base. And as usual with all Spark models, details, finish, decals, everything are exquisite, perfect in virtually every regard. I do love the enhanced livery that you have on this car as opposed to the plain yellow that you used to with the Corvettes. Also notice here that because this being a front engine car, the exhaust port is right here, right under the rear door, and they have exhausts on both sides of the car. This car, other than the black and silver accents in the back, feature no other such accents on the front of the car. You do have a unique decal, 100 years of Chevrolet there, but above the Mobile One decal, and you have CompuWare as one of the sponsors. Now, another thing that I love about Spark models is the fact that you have the names of the drivers on the opposite side of the base. In this case, for this 2011 C6 ZR1, the number 74 car, you had 3 drivers in the 24-hour Le Mans. The first being Oliver Gavin of Great Britain, an FA Gold Corvette factory driver, and a winner of 5 ALMS class championships. 5 24 hours of Le Mans, Sebring and Petit Le Mans class wins. Wow. Then there's Jan Magnussen of Denmark, another Gold Corvette factory driver that has 4 24 hours of Le Mans class wins and 3 12-hour of Sebring wins. And then finally was the third driver that was added in, Richard Westbrook of Great Britain, also an FA Gold driver with 11 IMSA class wins, and placed 3rd at Le Mans in 2010 and 2016. Now, one of the things that you'll notice that's really cool is how the livery that starts on the door carries on to the back of the car. You can see the silver going over the front fender, combined with black, and it adds a rather unique and I think a really cool look on the rear of this particular car. Now, the GT2 version that you see here, the number 73 car, also has black accents that are somewhat different from that of the previous car. They run all the way literally from the back of the front fender. You have the Corvette Jake logo here in black with the Corvette logo in between and the leader lights also embellished in there. And notice the cleverly hidden U.S. flag that you have right there. You'd almost miss it if you weren't looking for it. I think it is a really cool aspect of this livery. Also notice that you have 2 aerials as well as a television camera pod there on the roof of the car. Also notice, different from the other car, is you also have black accents on the hood where the Mobil 1 logo is. And like the other car, you also have CompuWear on the front of the car and flex tool, a little bit different from the previous year. Now here's a cool look at the passenger side of the car and a list of the drivers that piloted this car back in 2012. The first of which was Jan Magnussen. We mentioned him, an FAA Gold Corvette factory driver with 4 24-hour Le Mans class wins and 3 12 hours of Sebring wins. Then there's Antonio Garcia, who is still with Corvette at this day, as of 2024. He's from Spain. He's an FIA Platinum Corvette factory driver with 1 24-hour Le Mans class win in GT1 with Aston Martin and 2 with Corvette Racing in 2009 and 2011. And then there is finally, yes, everybody's favorite, Jordan Taylor, who was new to the team in 2012. This was actually his first year with the car. And today he is an FIA Platinum. He was a Corvette driver in 2023. He'll be with his father, Rain Taylor Racing, in an Acura in 2024. Now, the livery that extends the back of this car is also unique to this particular year. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of silver in it, but look at how the U.S. flag neatly works over the fender well in the rear of that car. I mean, that is just really cool. Then the black and the yellow continue all the way to the rear to this unique configuration. I just think it's kind of fascinating, and I love the work that they have done with this. Well, folks, that wraps up this version of It's All About Racing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.